Welcome to BBC Rare Coins, where even a simple 5-cent coin can be worth a fortune. Moneybag. Did you know that some rare Jefferson nickels have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions? From minting errors to rare full steps designs, these nickels are more valuable than you think. Sparkles, stick around as we break down the rarest 5-cent coins in circulation and show you exactly what to look for in your loose change. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your next nickel could be worth thousands. Top 1. We're talking about a coin that could be hiding in your pocket right now. The 1984 USA 5-cent nickel. You won't believe this, but one of these nickels recently sold for an astonishing $52,000. Hook. That's right. A simple 5-cent nickel from 1984 ended up selling for $52,000. Could you be holding one without even realizing it? Stay tuned, because I'm going to show you exactly what to look for and how to tell if you have a valuable 1984 nickel in your collection. Background on 1984 nickels. The 1984 nickel is part of the Jefferson nickel series, a design that's been around for decades. Millions were minted that year, but hidden among them are rare errors and variations that collectors will pay top dollar to own. These errors are what make certain nickels extremely valuable. Valuable errors to look for now. Let's dive into the exciting part. The rare features and errors that could turn your ordinary 1984 nickel into one worth thousands. Double die obverse, DDO. One of the most valuable errors is the double die obverse. This occurs when the coin design is stamped twice, causing parts of the lettering or design to appear doubled. Pay special attention to Liberty, In God We Trust, in the year 1984. If you notice any doubling, you could have a rare nickel in your hands. Full Steps Jefferson nickel. Another rare variation is the Full Steps nickel. On the reverse of the coin, look at Monticello. If you can see all the steps clearly without breaks or blurs, you may have a Full Steps nickel. These coins are highly desirable to collectors and can be worth a fortune. Off-center strikes. Off-center errors happen when the coin is struck improperly, causing the design to appear shifted to one side. If your 1984 nickel shows a design that is off-center by 50% or more, it could be extremely valuable, especially if the date is still visible. Clipped planchet. A clipped planchet error occurs when part of the coin is accidentally cut off during the minting process. These coins are rare and can fetch high prices at auctions. How to identify a valuable 1984 nickel. Here's how to check your 1984 nickels for valuable errors. Look closely at the lettering. Check for any doubling on the front of the coin. Inspect Monticello. Count the steps. If all are visible, you might have a Full Steps nickel. Check the edges. Irregular shapes or missing sections indicate a clipped planchet. Look for off-center strikes. Any shift in design could mean big money. Why these? Nickels are so valuable. Errors like the double die and full steps are rare, which makes these coins highly sought after by collectors. As time passes, fewer error nickels remain in circulation, driving up their value. Real case study, the $52,000 nickel. Now for the exciting part. A 1984 nickel with a double die obverse and full steps designation recently sold at auction for an eye-popping $52,000. The combination of rare errors and pristine condition made this coin a must-have for collectors. Call to action before you spend that next nickel. Take a closer look. That little 5-cent coin could be worth a life-changing $52,000. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and share this with your friends and family. Someone you know could have a valuable nickel without even knowing it. Top 2. We're talking about a 1988 USA 5-cent nickel that could be hiding in your pocket or coin jar right now. And guess what? One of these recently sold for an incredible $77,000. Hook. That's right. A simple 5-cent nickel from 1988 fetched $77,000 at auction. Could you be holding one of these rare and valuable nickels without even realizing it? Stick around, because I'm going to show you exactly what to look for and how to spot this valuable coin. Background on 1988 nickels. The 1988 nickel features the classic Jefferson design that's been in use for decades. While millions were minted that year, a small number of them contain rare minting errors and variations that make them extremely valuable to collectors. Valuable errors and variations to look for. Let's get into the exciting part. The rare features and errors that could turn your 1988 nickel into one worth thousands. Full Steps Jefferson Nickel. One of the most valuable features is the Full Steps designation. Look at the Monticello building on the reverse side. If all 5 or 6 steps leading to the building are clearly visible without any breaks or marks, you could have a rare Full Steps nickel. This feature makes the coin highly desirable to collectors. Double die obverse, DDO. Another important error to look for is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the design is stamped more than once, causing parts of the lettering or numbers to appear doubled. Carefully inspect Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1988 for any signs of doubling. If you see it, you could be holding a jackpot. Off-center strikes. If the design on your 1988 nickel appears shifted to one side, you might have an off-center strike error. The more off-center the design, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date is still visible. Clip planchet. A clip planchet error happens when part of the coin is accidentally cut off during the minting process. This creates a distinct missing section on the coin's edge. These errors are rare and can significantly increase the value of the nickel. How to identify a valuable 1988 nickel. Here's how to check your 1988 nickels for these valuable errors. Look closely at the Monticello steps. If you can see all the steps without breaks, you've got a Full Steps nickel. Examine the lettering and numbers. Check for any doubling on the front of the coin, especially around the text and date. Inspect the edges. Irregular edges or missing sections indicate a clipped planchet. Check for off-center designs. A noticeable shift in the design could mean big money. Why these nickels are so valuable. Rare minting errors like the Full Steps or double die are hard to come by, which makes these coins incredibly valuable to collectors. As time passes, these rare coins become even harder to find, increasing their worth even more. Real case study, the $77,000 nickel. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, a 1988 nickel with a combination of Full Steps and a rare mint error recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $77,000. This coin was in pristine condition, but even nickels in circulation with similar errors can fetch thousands. Call to action. Before you spend your next nickel, take a closer look. That simple 5-cent coin could be worth a life-changing $77,000. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin tips, and share this video with friends and family. Someone you know might be holding on to a valuable nickel without realizing it. Top 3. We're diving into the fascinating world of coins. And this time, we're talking about a 1997 USA 5-cent nickel that could be worth way more than you think. One of these rare nickels recently sold for an unbelievable $38,000. Hook. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 5-cent nickel from 1997 fetched $38,000 at auction. Imagine finding one of these in your loose change or tucked away in a drawer. Stay tuned because I'm going to show you exactly what to look for and how to know if you have one of these valuable nickels in your collection. Background on 1997 nickels. The 1997 nickel features the iconic Jefferson design that's been around for decades. While millions of these coins were produced, a small number of them have rare minting errors or unique qualities that make them extremely valuable to collectors. Valuable errors and variations to look for. Let's jump right into it. Here are the key errors and rare features that could make your 1997 nickel worth a small fortune. Full Steps Jefferson nickel. One of the most sought-after variations is the Full Steps nickel. On the reverse side of the coin, take a close look at Monticello. If you can clearly see all 5 or 6 steps leading up to the building without any breaks, you might have a rare Full Steps nickel. These are highly prized by collectors. Double die obverse DDO. The double die obverse error is another thing to watch for. This occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the front side. Check the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1997 for any doubling. This could significantly increase the coin's value. Off-center strikes. Look for nickels where the design appears shifted or misaligned. If the design is off-center by 40% or more, but the date is still visible, this error could make your coin extremely valuable. Clip planchet. A clip planchet error happens when part of the nickel's edge is missing due to a minting mistake. This creates a noticeable curve or cut along the coin's side, and these errors are rare and highly collectible. How to identify a valuable 1997 nickel. Here's how to spot a potentially valuable nickel. Check Monticello's steps. If all the steps are visible and uninterrupted, you might have a full steps nickel. Inspect the lettering and numbers. Use a magnifying glass to check for any signs of doubling, especially on the front. Look for irregular shapes, clipped edges, or curved sections can indicate a clipped planchet error. Notice any off-center designs. A shift in the design could mean a rare mint error. Why these nickels are so valuable. Errors like full steps, double die, and off-center strikes are rare, which is why collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars for them. As fewer of these rare nickels remain in circulation, their value continues to increase. Real case study: the $38,000 nickel. Now, here's the exciting part. A 1997 nickel with full steps and a rare mint error was sold at auction for an astonishing $38,000. Even circulated versions of similar error coins have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. Call TO action. So before you spend that next nickel, take a closer look. That small 5-cent coin could end up being worth $38,000. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe for more rare coin tips, and share this video with friends and family. Someone you know might be holding a valuable nickel without realizing it. Top 4. We're talking about a 1980 USA 5-cent nickel. And believe it or not, one of these recently sold for an incredible $60,000. Hook. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 5-cent nickel from 1980 was auctioned for $60,000. Could you be holding one of these rare and valuable coins without even realizing it? Stick around because I'm going to break down exactly what to look for and how to know if your 1980 nickel is worth a fortune. Background on 1980 nickels. The 1980 Jefferson nickel might seem ordinary at first glance. Millions were produced that year, but a rare few have minting errors and unique features that make them highly desirable to collectors. These rare nickels are hiding in plain sight, and one small detail could make yours worth thousands. Valuable errors and variations to look for. Let's get into it. Here are the most important errors and variations that could turn your 1980 nickel into a valuable collector's item. Full steps Jefferson nickel. One of the most valuable features to look for is the full steps designation. On the reverse side of the coin, look at Monticello. If all 5 or 6 steps leading to the building are clearly visible with no breaks, you could have a rare full steps nickel. Coins with this level of detail are scarce and highly collectible. Double die obverse, DDO. Another valuable error is the double die obverse. This happens when the coin design is accidentally stamped twice, causing parts of the lettering or image to appear doubled. Carefully inspect Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1980 for any signs of doubling. If you spot this, you could be holding a jackpot. Off-center strike. Sometimes nickels are struck off-center, causing the design to appear shifted to one side. If your 1980 nickel has a significant off-center strike, but the date is still visible, this could increase the coin's value dramatically. Clipped planchet. A clipped planchet error happens when part of the coin is accidentally cut off during the minting process, leaving a curved or straight section missing. These rare errors make the coin highly sought after by collectors. How to identify a valuable 1980 nickel. Here's how to check your 1980 nickels for valuable errors. Examine Monticello. If all the steps are visible without breaks, you could have a full steps nickel. Inspect the lettering. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubled letters or numbers on the front. Look for missing edges. Clipped or irregular edges could signal a clipped planchet error. Check for design shifts, off-center strikes. Can be extremely valuable if the date is visible. Why these nickels are so valuable. Errors like full steps, double die, and off-center strikes are rare, making them prized by coin collectors. As time passes and fewer error coins remain in circulation, their value continues to rise. Real case study: the $60,000 nickel. Now for the exciting part. A 1980 Jefferson nickel with full steps and a rare mint error recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $60,000. Even circulated versions of error coins from 1980 have been known to sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Call TO action. Before you spend your next nickel, take a closer look. That simple 5-cent coin could be worth a life-changing $60,000. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin tips, and share this video with your friends and family. Someone you know could have a valuable nickel without even knowing it. Top 5. We're talking about a 1985 USA 5-cent nickel. And believe it or not, one of these recently sold for an astonishing $79,000. Hook. That's right. A simple 5-cent nickel from 1985 fetched $79,000 at auction. Could you have one of these rare nickels sitting in your collection? Stick around because I'm going to show you exactly what to look for and how to find out if your 1985 nickel is worth a fortune. Background on 1985 nickels. The 1985 Jefferson nickel might seem ordinary, but hidden among the millions minted that year are rare errors and unique details that make certain coins extremely valuable. With just a little attention to detail, you could uncover a valuable treasure hiding in plain sight. Valuable errors and variations to look for. Here's where it gets exciting. These are the key features and minting errors that could make your 1985 nickel worth thousands. Full steps Jefferson nickel. One of the most valuable variations is the full steps nickel. Flip your coin over and inspect Monticello. If you can clearly see 5 or 6 full steps leading to the building with no marks or interruptions, you may have a rare full steps nickel. This error makes the coin highly desirable to collectors. Double die obverse, DDO. Another rare and valuable error is the double die obverse. This happens when the coin's design is stamped twice, creating a slight but noticeable doubling effect. Look closely at Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1985. If you see any doubling, you could be holding a jackpot. Off-center strike coins that are struck off-center can be incredibly valuable. If the design on your 1985 nickel is noticeably shifted to one side, but the date is still visible, this error could significantly increase its value. A clip planchet error occurs when part of the coin is cut off during the minting process, resulting in a curved or straight missing section along the edge. These rare minting mistakes are worth serious money to collectors. How to identify a valuable 1985 nickel. Here's how to check your 1985 nickels for potential value. Inspect Monticello's steps. If all steps are clearly visible with no breaks, you may have a full steps nickel. Examine the front lettering. Look carefully for doubled words or numbers using a magnifying glass. Check the edges. Irregular shapes or clipped areas can indicate a clipped planchet. Look for off-center designs. Any noticeable design shift can be a sign of a rare error. Why these nickels are so valuable. Nickels with minting errors and full steps are rare, and collectors are always on the hunt for them. As fewer of these rare nickels remain in circulation, their value continues to increase, making them a hidden treasure for those lucky enough to find them. Real case study, the $79,000 nickel. Now for the part you've been waiting for. A 1985 nickel with full steps and a rare mint error recently sold for an incredible $79,000. Even circulated versions of these rare coins can sell for thousands at auctions. Call to action. Before you spend that next nickel, take a closer look. That small 5-cent coin could be worth $79,000. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and share this video with your friends and family. Someone you know could have a valuable nickel without even realizing it. OUTRO. Thanks for watching. And remember, the next time you find a nickel, don't overlook it. It might just be worth far more than 5 cents. Happy coin hunting!